Hello, Cynthia here. Welcome back. Today I'm going to do a 12 by 12 layout and I'm following a sketch that I have got off Pinterest. So I'm just showing you there. I'm not too sure whether I initially was doing this for some challenge and have totally forgot what that was, or whether I've just decided that extra layering, not too sure, but anyway. So I'm going through this Chamel Starshine paper pad, and I pull out a bunch of papers from this pad that I will use. So the photo that I have here is the school photo of Edward last year. He's already had his photo for this year taken. I have thought I better get around to scrapping last year's. But I didn't want a typical school photo, back to school layout. I want to do something a little bit different, but I did want to put this photo in the page. And initially I was going to do my journaling around his hair. So he had a new haircut just prior to this, where you're meant to have it swept across the top. And I said to him, now remember, wipe your hair across the top before you have your photos. And I think he swiped it the wrong way. So, but that's okay. It's a gorgeous photo anyway. So I've pulled out this star pattern paper, and as you saw, I'm using the branding strip down the bottom, which I really like. The branding strip, it has arrows, so it sort of gives some direction, leading the eye back into the page. And I really like this background paper that I'm using as well, with all the grids and areas to be able to document. I think that really represents the sort of the school, even though I didn't want to make it too obvious that it's a school photo. It goes along well. Then I pull out this pattern paper which has the hot air balloons on, and I decide to use that. So with this one, I am really challenging myself. I am not a paper layer like I'm doing here. It's really outside my comfort zone. I don't really know well how to layer pattern paper like this, so that's why I would have the sketch to give me some guidance on how to do that. So I'm going through my scraps here and decided that I did want a bit of a plain paper and I wanted the yellow, so I went into my scraps and just pulled this piece of paper out. Don't particularly know what collection it come from, and I lay that there. So you saw the way I store my scraps. Anything that gets to a certain size and doesn't belong in a paper pad itself, I will put into a thickers album. So the sleeves are 6x6 and I use that. So I've put out this cut apart sheet, and I've cut out one of the sayings on it which says, always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. I think that's a pretty good thing to go by. I really like it where it is, but I have that gap between it and the photo, and I feel like I just need to put something there to close it up. So I'm going through my ephemera and I've pulled out things that I think may go on this layout, and I have them off to the side there. And so now I'm just going to fiddle around with some stuff and see what I can make work. So I store the majority of my ephemera by colour. The only things that really not in the my little containers are stickers. And other than that, most things go into the container. So I'm just pulling out some of the bits and pieces here, trying it in different places. As I said, I have this gap between the cut apart card and the photo. I just want to bridge that together. have these title All Boy that was in the ephemera thing that I went through, and I thought, oh, that's quite nice. It's about time I used that. Don't particularly know how it goes with the journaling and the actual photo, but he is a boy, so I'm going to run with it. And I really love this little robot. He does stay there. I pop him up on some phone dots because I have my photo and that cut apart card popped up. So I put my little robot dude. He slips in there nicely and bridges that gap that I was hoping to be able to bridge. And he's a real cutie. And then I pop this in here, which is some pencil shavings and a pencil sharpener. So it's a little bit of mixture here of ephemera pieces. So obviously this has come from a school pack, and yet I have the robot on there, and that spaceship that I'm playing with there, that does make it on the layout as well. Not up there, but it does make it on the layout. So it's a little bit of a mixture on how it looks. How's everyone been? Everyone been well? As I'm doing this voiceover, it's National Scrapbooking Day, or if you don't live in America, we'll call it International, so we can join in too. And I don't think I'll get much done in ways of scrapping. I spent the best part of the morning down on our boat, painting our boat. I did manage to get a little bit of scrapping going this morning. When I got up, there was a challenge happening already, so I've started a page towards that challenge, and I might get that finished today, and I may be able to do one more tomorrow. We'll wait and see. But I hope you're all managing to do a fair bit. I tried this title in a few different places, and in the end I actually do like it there. I don't put it there. I put it up where it is now, but I probably should have left it down the bottom. Looking back at it now, I quite liked it down there. But anyway, it's here, and that's where it's going to stay. So just go through seeing if there's anything else that I can put on this page. I don't think I really add anything down to this cluster down the bottom. You saw me put that little strip there that says the sky's the limit, and that's what my journaling is about. Which I've obviously already done, so I stopped the camera to do the journaling. And it reads, as you head into grade 1, you have the world in front of you. Soak up every piece of information that comes your way. Grow, learn, discover, listen. I'll go again. Grow, learn, discover, listen to your heart, follow your dreams, and always remember happiness comes from within. So just a little bit of a blurb. And I tucked this little piece in here because I have a bit of a gap in between the top of my title and where the writing is. So I pop him in there, and that fills in that gap, and once again just gives a little bit of direction to the layout. And I want to have something up in this top corner. I feel like it needs to have a little cluster up there, so I'm just going through to see what I can put up there. I do want to use this 7 because he's 7 when the photo is taken. And I shuffle it around in a few different places, but it doesn't end up going on the page. So I go back through the kit, see what else I can come up with. Go through the paper pack, I should say, and I actually have a look at these globes. And I cut out a globe. In fact, I cut out the first globe I cut out had, you can see it there at the top, had America, or I think it's America, or it was Africa, I can't quite remember what, and I can't make it out in this little screen that I have. And then I realised that they're globes that have Australia on it, so I thought, oh, I better use that because that's where I live. So I tuck that in there, and that's pretty much coming to the end of the layout. I find one little more cut apart that just says go, and it's done. So if you stuck with me this far, thank you very much. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. As always, if you're not already, I'd love it if you subscribe, and please leave me any comments. I love comments. Okay, talk to you next time. Bye.